What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kyle Pancis. If it's your first time tuning in, please be sure to smash that subscribe button. If not, thanks for your continued support. We are back at it here with my 2004 Saab 9.5. We're just gonna do an update video on this car. This car is, I'm gonna coin it as a 250,000-mile Saab because we're at 237,200 miles. And before I blink my eyes, we'll be at 250,000. So we're gonna call it a quarter million dollar It's a $250,000 Saab. It's a 250,000-mile Saab, and I feel like a quick short 2 months ago I changed the oil. So today we're changing the oil on this car because we've driven already over 5,000 miles. I'm about 500 miles over the 5,000 mile oil change interval, which is not a big deal because this car is really well maintained. So I'm not too concerned about it. But regardless of that, I'm not talking about changing the oil because we do it all so often, but just kind of giving an update on the car. It's been riding pretty well. I suspect, first off, we're missing another grill. We lost that like a week ago. But I suspect that the boost control valve is bad. I'm not getting full boost, but in the interim, I want to give you guys an update on something. So let's hop into this. So I just left you off there on a cliffhanger on the opening of this video because I want to do a special shout out and a special thanks to Saving Saabs. If anybody follows Luke on YouTube or Instagram at Saving Saabs, you guys can find him there on Instagram. I think he's really active on Instagram, and he just recently started a YouTube channel. So if you guys are following Saab content, this guy does some crazy stuff on the garage floor, rebuilding Saabs, changing engines, transmissions. Like, he does it faster than I can spread butter on my bread. But regardless of all that, thanks, Luke, for hooking it up. Luke has sent me a little goodie bag, or goodie box. I got a boost control. This isn't the valve. This is something else that's according to the booster, but we're gonna put this on my car to see if that fixes my boost issue. Like I said, I suspect it's the valve in the back because I hear like a little whistling noise when I'm driving. So maybe I don't know, maybe if we just have to inspect the boost, we'll just have to inspect some more of these boost control hoses back there. But anyways, we're gonna put this on there because it's free. Thanks, Luke. And also, Luke hooked it up right here with some fresh grills for my Saab. If you guys haven't been following this 250,000-mile Saab, we lost one of the kidneys over a year ago when we were driving it. It's gonna be 2 years now that we drove it out to Chicago, and on our drive to Chicago we lost this, and I left it out because I figured, like, you know what, it's a 200,000-mile Saab, like it kind of adds some character to the car. But then, like, a week and a half ago, I was driving it again on the highway, and sure enough, what do I see poking over the hood is this grill here, and unfortunately, that too shall pass. Now, this one here, if you guys can see, is also loose in here, so almost guaranteed that's gonna go bye-bye. So Luke was happy enough, or kind enough, to send me some new, well put together, not busted up grills. So again, follow Luke at Saving Saab. So update for that so far is those 3 items, 1, 2, and oil. And then one other thing, since we're talking about boost and all this stuff, one gasket that I haven't changed on this car, I've changed it on my other Saab, but I haven't done on this one, is the throttle body gaskets. There's 2 gaskets here. One goes underneath the throttle body that sits between the intake manifold and the throttle body, which is the one that has like the L-looking design that sits underneath. And the other one is just the regular round rubber gasket that just sits right here in between this inlet piping to the throttle body on the top. So pretty easy to do. I don't think it needs to be changed, but I'm doing it anyways because why not? We have put so much into this car and driving it, and it's driving so freaking well that for a few dollars you might as well just change those gaskets. So without further ado, I'm just gonna go ahead and pull this apart real quick. Just a 7mm socket on the top here, and then there's 10mm bolts on the bottom. So, and a 13 millimeter over here. I'm just gonna remove that. I'll probably leave all the hoses and everything intact since it's just got to be moved a little bit, and then pop in the new gaskets. All right, guys, so it's actually a good thing we didn't spend money on this here and that over there, because as I'm coming over here to pull this off, guess what I found? I found a vacuum line, which I've replaced prior, that is that has fallen off its location right here on the throttle body. So we'll put that back on when we're done here. All right, guys, so here is the first gasket. It kind of probably hardens up after some age here and flattens out. So let me just try to get this screwdriver behind it and pop it off. There we go. Okay, that just cracked right away. Shows you how it's old. That's okay, we can just pull it off now. And there it is. That's the easy one. Next up is removing the throttle body itself. Should be fairly easy. There's one screw here and I believe 2 in the back. So let me just remove this cover here and we'll get to it. All right, guys, so 1, 2, and then 3 in the back. So, and I'm gonna keep everything intact. I think it should be good to do that. If not, I'll just remove the throttle body cable here, which is pretty easy to do. This just pulls up like that. Remove this. This is your old school drive-by wire, guys. So just pull this out. I got one hand working on this, so pull that out like that. There we go. Should be easy to move now. All right, guys, so after I remove those 3, you can just lift this up like this. You guys can see me lifting the throttle body here. And I'm gonna do it off camera because it's annoying with my camera and nothing really to see, but underneath there is that gasket, which is in there. So we're gonna go ahead and just place it in there and put it back together. Pretty simple, guys. All right, guys, so gaskets are all on. If you guys see seepage like this around the ring of this inlet to the throttle body, the intake, that's probably because that seal in there is dried out like ours was, all crackling and turns to plastic. So fresh rubber one in there. The old one, you can see it's like flattened out instead of so rounded and useful. So that's probably what caused that, but got the vacuum line back on place. I even threw a zip tie around it just to make sure it stays. And now we'll just go change the oil real quick. Quick update for you on this car. I've been driving it the last couple of days. It's been running really nice, except for the lack of power due to that vacuum line. So luckily we figured that out. So I'm gonna just change the oil, but I'll bring you guys underneath there to show you what it looks like underneath. Make sure there's nothing leaking. From the most of my knowledge, I think it's pretty good under there. So we'll keep you posted. For the interim, I'll see you there in a minute. All right, guys, you want to see what a pacified Saab looks like at 250,000 miles? I'll show you. Pretty dry under here. Little moisture. Standard for the age, standard for the car. Just looking around, I think some of that oil that's coming down the side there on the back could either come from the oil pan again, which we've done, but the leak is not drippy at all. It's just moisture. It's just like a little bit of a sweat, and I don't see any active drips. Which tells me nothing to worry about. We did the oil pan when we first got the car at 200,000 miles. So figure there's about 40,000. We got the car at 196,000. So figure there's 42,000 miles on the oil pan gasket. I don't really see any active oil leak here. I see a little moisture here. That's standard as well. Nothing active, as you guys can see at the back of the engine. So the only oil that would go down that side in this case, again, is the oil pan. And like I said, these oil pan gaskets can go anywhere between 60 and 100, 60 to 90,000 is what I've seen primarily. So we're at 45. We're approaching again in the next 20, 30,000 miles, another oil pan gasket reseal, which for me is not a big deal. I find that to be more of like a normal maintenance item on these cars. You can go in there and change all the rubber seals that can age out and blow your motor. I've done plenty of videos, content on that. So, you know, it's fine. Nothing to worry about. Coolant is not leaking because we did all the cooling system, everything, including the radiator, water pump, hoses. Everything's done. Brake fluid looks good. So far the power steering is good. So we're looking pretty good under here, guys. The amount of driving this car sees, this thing is probably the coolest car ever on the road. Just saying, not biased. Yep. So no active leaks, just a little sweat from the oil pan. Pretty good. I'm happy with it. And like I said, it's pretty standard for these cars, so not too concerned. So I'll finish off this oil change, and then we'll take this thing for a ride. I'll give you guys a heads up of how it's riding. But in the meantime, while that oil is dripping out, let me pop these new grills in. Look at this, guys. I'm gonna save this, I think. All right, so that's good. We can save this. I'm gonna put this over here. Let's get the new ones. Sometimes it's like the little things like this that make this so great. All right, so we got one. Boom. Man, I haven't seen this car with grills since we got it. But these are actually grills that aren't broken, unlike all the other grills. So that's pretty awesome there, guys. Nice. Thanks, Luke. You're the man. You're the man, Luke. Follow Saving Saabs, guys. All right, I'll see you in the car here in just a flash of a second. All right, guys, so driving this thing home, and I just gave it a little gas on the gas. Just gave it some gas to test that turb ski out, and it is back to full power. So the vacuum line should have been something I looked for originally. I thought I did, but apparently I missed it. So everything's running really good. Check this out. Back to full power. I don't think I was flooring it there, as you guys can tell, but turbo is back. Oh man, when you have turbo in this car, it just helps it move a little bit faster. So yeah, there is the update for you guys on the 250,000-mile Saab. I know a lot of you guys out there might have more than that, but this is definitely the oldest car I've personally ever owned in terms of miles. Actually, definitely in terms of everything. Nope, the 2002 Saab is definitely older. But in terms of miles, it's the highest mileage car I've ever had, and I can tell you this, based on driving this car all the time and the amount of driving that we've done with this car, I can say this for certain: the more you drive your car, the better it is for your car. It sounds really stupid, but the more miles you have on it, the longer it lasts. Might need more maintenance and stuff, but I would say longevity wise, this thing is just a cruiser. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this update for you. We did a couple things on it, checked out a couple things. Everything's looking pretty good, and I'm happy with it. So stay tuned for the next video. We're gonna go back to the new generation Saab after this video. So if you guys have been following the channel the last couple weeks on the new generation Saab 2011, that car is a beaut. What a car. Really awesome looking, really gorgeous, and of course really good condition. So stay tuned for that video upcoming next. I don't know what is in order here, so I'll just let you know that stay tuned for it. So thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video.